Alright, so what's poppin', everybody? It's your man, Young Ida Costello, back again with another video. Now this video is going to be another album review, and today's album review is going to be Childish Gambino, Awaken My Love. Now Childish Gambino is somebody that we've all heard of. I mean, we've all heard of Childish Gambino, and Childish Gambino is a person that I've been listening to over the years as I've been growing up. In high school, I checked him out, I think the first time in 9th grade, and I liked what I heard, I'll admit. A lot of people started from that album Camp. I actually never heard that. I actually started from the mixtape Royalty, and I liked Royalty. I thought that Royalty was a cool little mixtape. It was definitely off and on and weird at times, but I still thought that, you know, Childish Gambino's rhymes were pretty cool, and the production along with that was pretty nice also. And I also liked his last album, Because the Internet. I thought that that was a great album. So coming into this album, I was definitely intrigued. I was definitely interested to see what I would hear during this album, and I will say that during this album, as soon as I turned it on, like my ears, kind of like the hairs on the back of my neck started to stand up, and I was just like, huh? Like, what is this? Not like a what is this saying that it's bad. It's just like a what is this for something that I never ever even expected. Kind of just something left field, almost as if Eminem was to do gospel, or if Eminem was to do jazz infused. It came left field, it came out of nowhere, and it hit me like a haymaker. It hit me like a Hadouken from Ryu from Tekken. It destroyed me. Now, as far as the album, coming into this album is not your usual Childish Gambino album. Now, I look at the usual Childish Gambino album as to be included with a lot of rapping, a lot of singing, a lot of poppy, moody production. This is not what you got here. The production and the kind of music that I got for this album reminded me of like straight Bootsy Collins. Nobody else but straight Bootsy Collins. And please don't be typing in the comment section like, oh, this little young boy, he don't know who Bootsy Collins is. Please, I know my music. In this album, you don't get none of your usual rapping, none of your usual pop singing with the nice little poppy vocals going through it. You don't get none of that. You get straight funk, you get straight jazz, straight grooves. Like, that's what you get throughout this album. And I will say that as surprising as it may seem, once you listen to it like 5 or 10 times, you sort of get the sound that you're supposed to hear, and it's not half bad. As far as the start of the album, I will say that the album starts off really good. The album starts off really nice and kind of just cinematic in a way, as it has like instruments and piano starting off really soothing and calming, and then it kind of just takes a quick little pause, and then boom, there goes the whole instrumental. And I just thought that that was a cool way for them to do that. I thought that it was very different, very unique in a way. A lot of people aren't necessarily doing jazz and funk and groove in 2016. I mean, you got people like Kendrick Lamar and Anderson .Paak, but other than that, you don't really have a lot of people really trying that out. And I feel like nobody really went down that road like Childish Gambino did. I mean, this album is like 11 songs long, and through the first 10 songs, I was like, yo, I haven't even heard Gambino yet. I do want to get at the production. I will say that the production on this album is really good. You get some live instrumentation, you get some bass, you get some piano. It's real groovy. Like, it feels like an authentic 70s album from like Bootsy Collins. When I say that, it sounds so authentic in a way, but then again, even though it sounds authentic, it still sounds kind of refreshing and new at the same time. And like I said, that album starts off really strong, but in the middle is kind of where the album takes a little bit of a dive, like takes a quick little hit and then goes back up again. That song California is so trash. Now, I want to get into the production. The production of California is pretty good. I like the production. I like the poppy, the moody beat that's along with it. But the singing, bro. No. I can't really get with the singing. I can't really get with like how his voice is moving down like this. I can't really mess with that at all. I feel like the beat is cool, but the beat doesn't really fit that album at all. I feel like if you would have switched that song out for another song that was a little bit more moody, because a lot of this album, you gotta keep it real, it's pretty groovy and moody at the same time. I think Childish Gambino is the only person I know that can make a depressing groove album, if you know what I mean. So I just feel like take California out, switch in something different, and like you got a way better album right off the top. But as far as my favorite songs from this album, I had to give it to Redbone and Stand Tall. Now, when you look at Redbone, he actually samples a song from Bootsy Collins, and that's why I said that this album gave me a real Bootsy Collins vibe, because the song that he sampled from Bootsy Collins was like the only song from Bootsy Collins that I even know. I'm a big fan of the vocals in this song. I'm a big fan of how it has lead vocals and then background vocals and then background vocals for the background vocals. I just think that that's super dope. I think that the progressions of this album are really cool also. And my second favorite song of this album, Stand Tall, which is probably the only song on this album which you can really recognize Childish Gambino's voice. I think that that's a nice song. That's a nice little motivational song. The beat, the production of it kind of reminds me of like a Bob Marley song in a way. I'm a big fan of how on Stand Tall and like throughout this album, a lot of the songs, they kind of separate into different kinds of bridges. Like there will be like 3 different bridges between each song. And I will say that when it comes to music, one of my favorite things in a song is bridges. Like, I don't know if you guys listen to Pharrell or The Clones or NERD. The best part about their music is the bridges that go along throughout each song. And I feel like that's what Childish Gambino did on this album, and I thought that it was really cool in the way that he did that. So as far as this album, I will say that the progressions are nice, the bridges are nice. It is a real left field album that took me by surprise. Everybody was telling me, yo, this ain't gonna be your usual Childish Gambino. But I was like, yeah, whatever. I'll hear it when I hear it. And when I heard it, it definitely took me by surprise. So I will say that I enjoyed this Childish Gambino's album. And if I had to grade it, I'd have to give it a solid, smooth 7. But that was this album review. How did you guys like it? Did you guys think it was dope? Did you guys think it was some trash? Did you think it was whack? If so, put that in the comment section down below. I got more videos coming soon, especially more album reviews, because closing out 2016, people have been dropping projects left and right, so I gotta get to that. So without further ado, I appreciate you guys watching as always, and without further ado, again, I just gotta say, hey, blessings, 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 and yeah, Chris out.